feeling it. I'm really not feeling it. But hopefully the rains come back. Some people are half and half about the rains, but hopefully the rains come back so that we can have some form of, coolness in the weather. The weather feels very, very humid. And yesterday I went for a walk in the evening and I literally could not breathe. I literally could not breathe. I was like, what's going on? And I realized, oh, it's hot. The air I was breathing in, it was too choky, moldy. I don't know what other word to use for it, but yeah. Okay, let's get into the headlines this morning, starting off with the Punch newspaper. We have school abductions, protests in Oyo, Ogun as NUT begins nationwide rally today. We're going to get into that with our analyst this morning. Federal government scraps the 3-month terminal leave for civil servants. I was just like, Nigerians, people are enjoying, civil servants are enjoying. So typically what used to happen is that before you get to when you're at your retirement age, before you now finally retire, they used to give them a compulsory 3-month leave where you just sit at home and do nothing. But then they came back and said, like that was misinterpretation of the rule in their policy book. That's not how it is. So that what do you mean you just sit at home for 3 months before you now go? You now be retired? No. So they said, we're doing away with that. Is a running joke or common knowledge that civil servants don't really work like that. So maybe this is a step in the right direction. Who knows? In the Guardian newspaper, we have Rulak flays detention of Ndibe by DSS, demands release. Also on the Guardian newspaper, we have US reduces African visa hubs to 20. That last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, I was watching. What was I watching? Yeah, I was watching someone's video on social media where she was talking about how, what was it again? She was talking about how, her visa, she had a 6-month visa, but now it was cut short to 30 days based off of all the policies and whatever else is happening in America. So yeah, that is it. In this day newspaper, we have Jambacks Sierra Leone towards adopting Nigeria's centralized tertiary admission model. That's on the This Day newspaper. Also on the This Day, we have Police Service Commission disowns police recruitment shortlist circulating on social media. Moving on to the Daily Trust, we have bandit leader contacts abducted general's family, 6 release of gang members. When I saw this, I said the audacity. So this general and his wife were abducted last week, or was it yesterday? Yeah, last week. And they were allowed to call home. The general said he's okay. But now the bandit leader has contacted them and said, for us to release your general family member, you to release our own family members. What's the mathematics of it? I don't know. Also yesterday I was watching a video of someone I actually know personally. He was talking about how these bandits, I'll talk about that when we get to the Oyo State abductions and the strike that has started, the protests, right? Yeah, strike and protest by the NUT starting in Ondo, Oyo, and Oshun. Yeah. Is it Ondo? No, Oyo and Ogun. I'm missing Oyo and Ogun State, yes. Okay, moving on to the next headline on the Daily Trust. Nigeria, only 59% prepared for possible Ebola outbreak. As long as it has not entered this country, that's by the NCDC. As long as it has not entered the country, we're good. But at the same time, please, let's keep safe. Take safety precautions wherever you're going. You're walking on the road, you get back home, please wash your hands. Remove your clothes, and wash them. Just do the needful, because God forbid we have another outbreak of Ebola in Nigeria. Moving on to the Vanguard newspaper, we have Tinubu will defeat Atiku if election is decided by rigging. Babachir Lawal says 1 killed, over 30 people kidnapped in Kogi. I know that all eyes are on Oyo State because of how, like, this time around we have literal children, we have babies that have been abducted, but abductions are still going on in other states. And it's like, as you are facing one, you're seeing one in another area. It's almost like, can we get a breather? That's what's basically going on. Okay, moving on to the Premium Times newspaper. Akwa Ibom teachers join nationwide protest over Oyo abduction incident, shut down schools. To be honest, I love this because is that if it can happen in Oyo, it can happen in Akwa Ibom. Nobody is literally safe unless the government does the needful. Nobody is safe from these abductions or killings or kidnapping. So Akwa Ibom teachers joining into like solidarity with the Oyo NUT. Thumbs up to them. All eyes on lawmakers who lost party primaries as the National Assembly resumes plenary today. Moving on to the Nation newspaper, we have Kwankwaso disowns planned protests over insecurity. I don't get. Are we safe or are we safe? I was watching not a documentary, an interview by one of the media houses in Nigeria, and I'm sure that most of you have even seen it, where a government official was given figures about the number of people who have conflict-related deaths in Nigeria in these first 3 years compared to the first 3 years of Buhari, compared to the first 3 years of Yaradua, compared to the first 3 years of Jonathan. And the number is a stark difference between those numbers and these numbers. And the lawmaker was like, according to what? And I was like, who made us like this? Nigerians, we pride ourselves on being one of the most intelligent people in the world. So whenever I see our government officials speak like this, speak ignorantly, speak very, very crass, it bothers me, it worries me, because I'm like, this can't be these are not the people that are reading us. It can't be, because if you cannot back up whatever you're saying, if somebody comes up to you with data and you cannot back, and you're shutting down that data and saying that data is incorrect, then it means that you're also coming with your own data. I know this is not data. Yes, they said it's not data. In our meeting, what happened was that it's not data. Okay. Babachir article not fit or proper to be president. So Babachir Lawal was also one of the presidential candidates in ADC before Atiku Abubakar was now declared as the presidential candidate for the ADC. There's been major unrest when it comes to the primaries. Like major unrest. Some people are saying that, it was a sham. Some people are saying there has to be a redo. Like, people are asking, are requesting court injunctions to nullify the primaries that were done in their parties or in their local governments. It's just interesting. Like, is it so much of a do or die affair? That's what I'm saying. From the looks of things, we've seen that politics is a do or die affair in Nigeria. Moving on to the cable newspaper, we have police arrest 15 after mob kills motorcyclist over fake bandit invasion. Over fake bandit invasion claim in Lagos. First of all, jungle justice, we do not stand for it. Any form of jungle justice, carry tire and put on somebody's head, we're not here for it at all, because many innocent people have lost their lives based off jungle justice. What do you mean you are killing a motorcyclist over fake bandit invasion? Take him to the appropriate quarters. Take him there. Nigerians now know you're liars. We get mugs, ADC, NDC over primary elections disputes. For me, one of the things that I say it all the time, that one of the things that fascinates me about Weekdays is audacity. Because what do you mean Nigerians now know you are liars? It's almost like pots calling kettle black. You know, you're a pot. They used to use it to cook or boil water. Under the pot is black. You're not calling the kettle like. Please make it make sense for me. Moving on to the Daily Post, we have Kano lawmaker Mohammed Thomas jumps NDC and returns to APC. If you recall, the court after the I think the APC primaries, there was a request. I don't even know how to put the English, where the court had said, well, INEC had gone against its own policies, its own bylaws and standard of proceedings. And one of the things that we saw was that this back and forth between INEC and the court is that people who lost in one party are free to go to another party to contest. So we're seeing people just move. Initially, it was a case of if you're already in one party, lilo anywhere. But now we're seeing moving pieces. So 2027, Labour Party unveils Juliana Obeta as Benue deputy governorship candidate. This is history because for the first time in Benue State, they're having a female deputy governor candidate. I'm hoping that her Labour Party wins there. So just only because I want a woman in the seats, only because we've been fighting about the special seats bill and it's not been passed, and even the women that we have in the house, lower house and upper house. After these primaries, a lot of women are not returning. Men have taken their place. So for me, it's just a case of, look, if we were complaining that the number or the percentage of women in the house is less than 5%, I worry for what would happen when the election starts next year. I seriously worry. Are we going to be less than 3%? Because from the looks of things, that's looking like what is going to happen. Moving on to the Tribune newspaper, 2027, Tinubu's wife advises APC women leaders to connect with the grassroots. Still on the Tribune newspaper, we have Osun gubernatorial. Voter apathy remains critical threat to electoral participation, says INEC. In the pen-pushing newspaper, protesters defy rainfall. Storm Oyo State Government House over abduction. Moshood Abiola Polytechnic expels 365 students over fake academic documents. Do you mean to tell me that 365 students all connived to fake the academic documents? That this is a large number. 365 students. That's a large number. Anyway, we have come to the end of running through the headlines this morning. We're going to slide straight into tackling the ones that we found interesting for this morning. But before that, we are live on YouTube at WFM917, and you can listen to us on the go via our website www.wfm917.com. Our phone lines are open now: 0703-1756. Bigger pardon, that's the text messages, WhatsApp messages, voice notes to 703-1756-537 or 08155-917-917. Right about now, I'm going to bring on our analyst for this morning. Good morning, Adiola Adeyemi. How are you?
Good morning, Fumi, and good morning to all our family around the world.
How have you been? How's everything? Adeyemi, I can see your beard. Is it back?
I have to leave it to, because I discovered that it's actually disfigured my face with bombs. So I'm that kind of a person that you don't put anything doesn't touch the skin, there will be skin reaction. So I try to leave it. There are other people that have beards as well. So why am I killing myself? And the lecturers are not against it. So why should I kill myself?
That's good. Okay, let's get into the first one for this morning. Starting from today, there's going to be protests in Oyo and Ogun as the National Union of Teachers begins nationwide rally today. And like I mentioned when I was reading the headline this morning, their counterparts in Akwa Ibom are also shutting down the schools in Akwa Ibom State to start a rally. Adeyemi, has it gotten to this point where we should now be we should start a nationwide protest because these kids are still in captivity? I mean, kids as little as 2, as 3, as 5. I think got to this point. That's my question.
Well, thank you very much, Fumi. Looking at the protest that started yesterday in Ibadan, Oyo State, and with the one that is going to be embarked on today nationwide, it's a good step, actually. And I don't think it's just for the National Union of Teachers only to, join the protest, and the few, non-governmental organizations. This is a protest that ought to be participated by all Nigerians. You see, it is not only the students alone that we are protesting for. We are protesting for the life and the safety of every Nigerian. That's what it stands for. So, and I believe that as it is now so clear to everybody that this thing is no longer what you are looking at from afar. It's just by your doorstep. So, for you not to be a victim, then we all must come together. We must all rise up to this occasion and fight these people. I saw a lot of comments and from different people and some newspaper opinions, and the agitation from the Borno part of the country with the students that were also adopted in the course of the ones that were abducted in Oyo State. How they felt that maybe there is a sort of disparity with the way the ones in Borno and the one in Oyo State are being treated. You see, I don't see it as disparity as it is. Yes, everybody must be given equal treatment. But the truth of the matter is, when a particular area, you are the actors in the cause of this ongoing insecurity we are talking about. And several measures has been put in place for this problem to be arrested in that area. But yet, the so-called leaders, the so-called sponsors, who are the prominent people in that area, are still the one behind it. Now, the federal government has tried everything possible. And don't forget that the number 2 citizens of this nation is from Borno State. Shetima is from Borno State. And as it is, when we look at it holistically, will Shetima just sit down and be looking? I will not care for the safety and the life of his people? No. A lot are ongoing. You see, the reason why you see the reaction from the Oyo State part is that it is well known and understood that the Oyo people are not part of those who are sort of igniting this insecurity. So that is why you see that reaction from every quarter, that these are the people, they are not part of it. So why should they be victims? So everybody needs to rise up as it is today. It is no longer be Oyo alone. It's no longer going to be the Northwest, the Northeast alone. It's for all Nigerians to stand up, and we must protect ourselves against these people. How can they continue to abduct students from schools? Are they still trying to perpetuate their belief that book is an haram so that we will not be educated? I don't understand their philosophy and their so-called sponsors who also actually are agitating to rule this nation. You want to rule a nation where you believe education does not matter. And I don't understand how you want to develop when your citizens are not educated. I don't understand how development can actually take place in a country where you said education does not matter. And when you look at the Muslim nation, you're talking about the Arabian nations. You're talking about Qatar. You're talking about Dubai, United Arab Emirates. You're talking about Saudi Arabia. The way we are holding on to the tenets of Islam in Nigeria is not the way it's being done over there. You even see them that they are exposing their people to Western education. You can see all that is ongoing over there and the development that is ongoing. Do you think the development that is happening in Dubai is through Islamic education? No. It is through Western education. We must understand this. And even all the so-called high-rise building that you are seeing there are being built by these Europeans, by the whites, are being built by the whites. These are their senior architects, their senior engineers over there. So I wonder, what is our problem in this part of the world? That the next thing we could think of is to continue to abduct our children from school and keep them perpetually hostage. For crying out loud, it is 18 days already.
Yeah.
What exactly are we doing as a people? I said this some times ago. That look, what we have at hand is not just a crime just going on. It is war that we have at hand. And war cannot be treated with kid glove. War cannot be treated with sit down and look. War must be treated by going forth. No, the slogan, I told you that the depot, that's Zaria, their slogan is no retreat, no surrender. So why are we retreating when we ought to be chasing these people? The moment that incident happened, the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Police, the Nigerian Air Force, the Nigerian Navy ought to be in the bush, pursuing them. They said they are using the human shield as the student as human shield so that they will not be shot at. Then if they are using that, are you telling me they don't have a destination? Do you have to return? You have to retreat? You have to follow them to where there will be no more road for them. Follow them to the end of wherever they are going. That is where you can take hold of these people. That's where you can rescue the children. But our kind of mission is that by the time you pursue to a certain level, you retreat. You don't retreat. I remember the Boston marathon bombing that happened ways back in America. You realize that the American police and the American army, they did not retreat, they did not relent until they were able to apprehend and to neutralize one of the brothers that perpetrated that act during that marathon race. Those people, they chased them all through the night because I sat by the TV to watch the whole event, because these are the ways you can capture, you can arrest situation. But when situations happen, incidents like this happen, and the next thing that you chase to a level that you return, then you have not done anything. You haven't done anything, and that should be frowned at. We should stop. That should be stopped. That our security agents, what's the essence of paying them? What's the essence of paying them with the taxpayers' money? Why are they being equipped? Why are they there? If they are not up to the task, then let us disband them. That's the honest truth. And because as it is now, there are like what is being said, that they should establish a forest guard in the north.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like it's been suggested that 1,000 should be recruited for Oyo because of this situation. Now let's look at it. I read about Kashala recently.
Mm-hmm.
The kingpin, the bandit kingpin in Zamfara area and Axis. Once a time, this guy was on the part of the Nigerian, fighting the bandits, saying that he's trying to protect the people in that area. Now he has now become the king. So what are you telling me? Is it not possible? When you look at why the president will say, okay, let this one take place immediately, it's because he knows, and we all understand it, that the Southerners, where our hand is not soiled in this insecurity. Quite a number of few people. And this is not the kind of life we want to live. We want to live in a safe haven. We are like they will say that at least it was once said that Nigerians are one of the most happiest people in the world.
It was once said, yes.
But we are one of the most happiest people in the world. And even within us, we do say that in the Southwest, they don't want to die. Their life is the life of a party. These people who have tested life, who knows what it is, who knows that, you can always get enjoyment anywhere you go who at the end of the close of the day wants to go and relax with friends. That kind of a person who want to spend his time in the bush doing what? Where mosquitoes and snakes and every other things are there, all those dangerous animals. They don't want, and with the level of their education. But the truth of the matter is that because the so-called northern youth have been put in perpetual darkness, they have been denied and deprived of education. That is why they did not see anything wrong in them taking arms. That's the only way they can recourse to be able to make living and they feel fulfilled. That's the problem. But imagine somebody who has been to the university after spending so many years, attending your educational degree, and at the end of the day, the next thing is for you to go and carry arms and say somebody should neutralize you. You wouldn't take to that course. That's the problem we have. So as it is time for all Nigerians as a people. It is not just for the NUT alone to protest. You see, what you are protesting is not protesting against Nigerian government. That's the honest truth. We must be able to see it from that perspective. We are not protesting against Nigerian government. We are protesting against this carnage, against this barbaric act that is ongoing in this country. This insecurity being perpetuated by some unscrupulous elements who are benefiting and who at the same time are part of the system, even whether you talk about the government system or you talk about the particular sect area. It is time for us to put a stop to their activities. That is the essence of protest. And you see, the protest should not be just, okay, we protested today, then we stop. When you protest, you should be able to see results. That is the mindset that we should have in this country as it is today. Everything we want to do, we don't just want to do just to show the world that, okay, we have played a part. No, you should be able to get a result. You are not showing the world, but you are protecting yourself. You are fighting for your right. You are standing up for your people. That's what it ought to be.
Thank you so much, Ademi. I want to take you back to something like you said, which was really going to be our second headline. But before that, the phone lines are now open 07000 917 917 or 0800 1235 917. Please do well to call us and make your contributions on your thoughts about the protests happening in Oyo and Ogun with regards to the abductions that have happened in Oyo State. Now, I don't mean to take you back, but I want to take you back a little bit to, the Borno, the complaints that have come from Borno State. They've accused the federal government of neglect, accused them of being partial. They didn't say that in such words, but partial really, because they say that authorities have shown greater urgency in responding to similar abduction in Oyo State. To be fair, I don't even think there's been greater urgency in Oyo State because the children are still missing 18 days on. But also at the same time, this incident happened on the same day. The day the babies in Oyo State were abducted was also the same time that about 40 children, more than 40 children, including toddlers as well, were abducted from a school in Borno State. They said in their own case, they used the children as human shields while fleeing on motorcycles. So that didn't allow the security personnel or operatives over there to shoot or do anything because they used those children, those babies, as shield. Same, it was also a primary school, in Borno State. And yes, the president has condemned killing. Yes, he has said 1,000 forest guards. But there's the question of, are you treating the northerners different from the southerners? And that's what this is about. So I don't mean to take you back, but can you maybe expatiate as to why you think this might be? Or don't you think this is a bit, because if they're looking for children in Oyo, shouldn't they be looking for children in Borno State as well?
Thank you very much for me. Now let's look at it holistically. You said that they were chased when it happened. They were chased. That means that the security operatives were right there on time when the incident happened. And what they did is that they said they used the children as human shield. I want to ask one question. How is it possible to use a toddler as a human shield on a motorbike that is running? Would that child not fall off? Let's be honest with ourselves. You see, some things don't add up. They should stop lying to us. The military or so-called whoever is responsible disseminating this kind of information, they should understand that we are not dumb. We are learned. We are educated. You don't tell me. Even the child would prefer to fall off the bike. When they have been abducted, they know already that they have been abducted. They have seen strange things like guns and all this stuff. And come on. And when you look at it, now you see why the Oyo case became so prominent above the Borno case is the killing of that teacher, the beheading of the teacher.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's because of their barbaric act of killing that man. Not just mere killing. You saw, I think I had the opportunity.
Oh no, I didn't watch the video.
The person actually didn't show it well, but so the way it was shown, you will still see how that man was being beheaded with a cutlass.
Hey.
Can you imagine such? I think that's what actually brought about so much noise and everything around the Oyo State incident. And like I said, we need to query the so-called security operatives that followed there and that said that the children were used as human sheep. Why did they retreat? Why did they turn back? Are they not supposed to follow them to wherever they are going? At least as they are on the bike, you are able to understand that, okay, you have their path, you follow that same path. What exactly are they telling us? And as it is, I remember vividly some time ago that the the security operatives in the north were being handed over motorbikes because of the terrain, so that when they are on bike, also the military operatives can also go and chase them on bike. So where are those bikes? Are the bikes no longer existing? We should ask ourselves. And you said we'll talk about Borno and Oyo State. You see, this incident, as it is today, when you talk about Oyo State, it's more or less like a novel. It's new to Oyo State. Do you understand? But it has been happening. That's where it actually started from. It started from Borno. This Boko Haram of 18 started in Borno State. When we talk about the sheriff of the man, it started in Borno State. And don't forget that the government has put so many measures, invested so much heavily in Borno State to make sure that this insecurity of a thing becomes an history. But as it is, the so-called leaders, that's why I said, you see, whatever we say we are doing, whatever protest, whatever stand-up we are participating in, or we are exercising, it is not against the government. It is against these so-called barbarians who feel that the only way to assert power is through banditry and all terrorizing and killing the people, abducting them. No, it has to stop. It has to stop. Yes, the essence of the government is that, government, what are you doing? You are equipped you have every resources at your beck and call that you can use to arrest the situation. Then your security operatives, what kind of order have you given to them? Did you tell them follow to the end, or you tell them when they get to a level, just tell them so that Nigerians will know that you tried your best and you come back? No. Whatever best you are putting there is not good enough. That's the honest truth. It's not good enough. The only way we can commend you, it is when the situation is arrested. It is when those children are being rescued. It is when the situation, when the so-called culprits, criminals, these criminal elements are being apprehended, prosecuted, perhaps neutralized. Look, I wonder anybody that will come and tell me now that when they are being apprehended, that we should not grant them amnesty. God will punish that person that will ever make move of such a move that they should be granted amnesty. Don't you see the treatment that are being meted to those children? For crying out loud, how can somebody be treating children like that and you will say that person should be granted amnesty. Somebody will take cutlass and cut the other person's head, and you say that person should be granted amnesty. Then we should, that's why we should see, that's why we've been saying that the northern elite, they are culpable. They are our problem. If Gumi and all the likes will be telling us that they should grant, we should treat them like they treated the people in the Niger Delta war laws then. No! What is their agitation? Is the education not meant for them? Is the education not made available to them? I remember Goodluck Jonathan. There was a particular system of education that he even introduced, nomadic education. What's the nomadic education? They will take the education to them wherever they are in the bush. They take the classroom, follows them wherever they go. What else do they want from Nigeria that they are not being given? What else? They have been given everything. They are the one that has brought us to this level that we are, this state of cadmia that we are in Nigeria. They are the cause. Even our non-progression, even the economy standstill that we are into today, they are the cause. Because of the so-called leaders that have emanated from them, who have no vision at all, other than what they do is just to come to share the national cake. They are not taking us, there's no cause of direction that Nigerians should progress. All they care about, and that is why you see that the struggle is ongoing. How many years has the power moved away from the north to the south? Just 3 years, for crying out loud. And they have felt that they have been ostracized. Because why? They are not enjoying the benefit, the privilege that they believe belongs to them, which they feel that is their right. No! That is why I say it is time for the Southerners to come together. You see, we should stop differentiating Igbo, Yoruba, the South. No! We must stand up together, see ourselves as one, and let the North Central join, so that we must come together, fight and rescue our nation. I said it last time. If the marriage Nigeria will not be able to give us peace, then I think everybody will go there. We are getting, look, don't let us deceive ourselves. That is the level we are getting to. If some element will leave their terrain, will leave their enclave, and the next thing for them to do is to come and start perpetuating this kind of evil in other people's land, then the people should be ready to tell them, no, we don't want you anymore. Let us go our ways. That's the truth. It has entered, it entered Kwara, it's now in Oyo. And before you know it, it's in Ogun State. And even yesterday, there was an incident in Ibejuleki yesterday. Maybe it's going to be in the, it's going to be in the news in the course of time. Some bandits, kidnappers, were arrested here in Ibejuleki yesterday. Even with a woman, girls among them. They were arrested yesterday. There was some sort of a commotion yesterday here in Ibejuleki that the children in some schools were asked to close down because of this incident. So what are we talking? That means they are already within us. So they are ready, they can act anytime. Then do we have to continue to look and say because we are one Nigeria? What kind of one Nigeria is that? If there is no peace, then everybody should go their way. We can't continue to deceive ourselves. We want to be the largest black African nation. For what? USSR was the largest European nation before now. But when the marriage could not hold, everybody went their ways. That's where you have Russia, you have Ukraine, you have Georgia, you have all of them there. They are all from USSR. Now everybody is living their life. Nigeria can live our life differently. The Yoruba nation will go their way. The Biafra nation will go their way. The EBPO will go their way. Every other nation will go their way. And yet, it will be said that, okay, because our marriage could not hold. And who are the cause? The northern elite. They don't tell you. Let's be honest. We can't continue to pretend that we don't know where the problem is coming from.
Yeah.
We can't continue to pretend. How many times have you ever seen them condemning this incident? How many times have you ever seen them? Rather than for them to condemn, that's when they come to support their own so-called criminals. They will say they are warriors, they are foot soldiers, for crying out loud. And these are the people we are living with. No, we can't continue.
All right, let's take some messages. We're going to take these messages from Olushika Ajayi. Says this affects me mentality we have in Nigeria will be. We have a call before I continue. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, Mrs. Oboli. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? How are you feeling? Hello, Mrs. Oboli. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, can hear you now. Yes.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you now. Yes. We can't hear you any longer. It keeps ceasing. It's undulating the long way. Yeah, please try to call us back, Mrs. Obodi. 07000 917 917 091 07000 917 917 0800 1235 917. Okay, let's take these messages. Olushika Jai says this affects me mentality we have in Nigeria will be the end of us. You don't have to be affected personally before you speak up. The protest should continue. Protests seem the only means where citizens force the government to do the needful in this part of the world. Thank you so much for your message. Additional Wasiu says, good morning to you in the studio. On primaries of different political parties across the country, they're all birds of the same feather. Because one candidate is telling Nigeria he will spend just 4 years in office as a president, which is just to deceive Nigerians. We have a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. We can't hear anything. Please do all to call us back. Might be network, but we can't hear anything. Yeah, so additional goes on to say all of them are not trustworthy. He also says Nigeria security agents can rescue the kidnapped Oyo students and their teachers by using drones to spray them. He's been consistent with this since for a while now. We have this other message from Ademi, the fashion of Islamic mentality. Hello, good morning. I can see that Mr. Bully is trying to call. Hello, good morning. It's just that the line isn't clear. Oh dear. Okay. The fashion of Islamic mentality of the North is absolute aberration. If Gumi was rejected and disallowed to enter Saudi Arabia, but parades himself here as a spokesperson of the North and does it with impunity, for me, let us say it, there's more to it. The Islamization project of the North is now in full gear. The protest will be meaningless if directed to the president. But the South should demand separation from this amalgamation of strange partners. We are far apart when it comes to religion and rationalization, which is why is the country maintained by two constitutions? In the North carrying arms, why is the country maintained by two constitutions? In the North, carrying arms is allowed, but not allowed in the South. We pay for electricity here. Over there, no. We want education, they don't want. Where in the world is our animals' lives more valuable than humans? But in the North, the protest must be focused on terrorism, not President Tinubu. The bandits are animals. A law should be enacted to kill them anywhere on site. The onslaught is all about born to rule mentality. That is from Evangelist Shegun Oyedeji. Thank you for your messages. We have a voice note as well. Okay, for the voice notes, Rachel, hope you're ready for that. Let me read this last one. Beautiful morning and brand new day to you all in the studio. Bandits want to talk with the government and not the parents. Yes, I, Mayor, concurs with the bandits because only the APC government knows the agreement they have before they start their evil agenda against citizens. Wike said agreement is agreement. Please, APC, what is the agreement you people have with the bandits and terrorists before you people came into power? We are told that they are already in the military, police, judiciary, some governors and some ministers also in high places in Nigeria remaining to be president. If that is the case, please give it to them so that we can have peace, because the devil never gives anyone a free gift. Oh God, arise and trouble those that trouble Nigerians. Okay, we have a voice note. Yeah, Rachel, please, can you play it?
Hello, good morning.
Please increase the volume, Rachel.
I want to thank God for the school that my brother went to complete a certain program. I believe that is now translating, pardon you, translating into seeing Nigeria from our own perspective somehow. No defensive bulletin this morning. I just want to, first of all, appreciate you for coming on air, and to all Nigerians who are enduring the hardship and enduring the terrain. There is where we find ourselves. Okay. Now, why I am in pain concerning this or your own is that it's very, very close to Lagos. You know, some time ago I went through Lekki side, and a day before the incident of that mob happened, something went to my mind. There was a line we went to check there, and I looked at that environment. Those guys that were mobbed were not really bandits, but they took them unaware, and they did what they did to them. So I want to take. Go. So first, I looked at Nigerian terrain currently. What is going on is beyond our own take. What do we do? Thank God that the teachers are taking to their heels of protesting. And I wish that all the schools, including my children's school, because I've written to them yesterday, that from tomorrow, Wednesday, they might not come to school. If the private schools are feeling comfortable, my own children's school is in an estate, and things can still happen in an estate. Are you getting it? So if the private schools are feeling comfortable, the universities are feeling comfortable, every other person feeling comfortable, how will we beg us? Let us just wake up, every Nigerian. Let us take this battle by ourselves. The military will not help us. They are all involved. They are all help. They are gaining something from this. They are getting their own pay, cash out from this. The politicians are cashing out from it. But that is why, for me, I said yesterday that husband of that principal should have used that mic to stone that governor when you have opportunity one-on-one with that man. Stone him that mic. You are going to embrace him who has not. I leave us this morning. Mr. Adeyemi, God bless you. Welcome back on air. As from next week, I'll begin to tackle you. Don't worry.
The praise.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Because even me, I was like, why is Prince so peaceful today? Not that he's not peaceful, but like he didn't come fire for fire today. Actually, that his friend is around. But yeah.
It's good to hear his voice again.
It's good to hear your voice. So is there any of the comments you want to react to?
Well, like Prince rightly said, and I said it earlier, we all need to stand up. It is not just the NUT alone. This is our fight. It's for all. Because, like you said, they are close to it. Oh yeah, it's just down the road, Lagos. It's just down the road. And they are already even within us. Like I said, the incident that happened in Ibejuleki yesterday. And even the ones that has been happening on the Ibadan-Lagos Expressway. The abduction that has been taking place there. And they have been perpetrated by these Fulani headsmen as well. So what exactly are we doing? Like you said, the politicians already, they're cashing out from it. They are enjoying it. They are taking, so many benefits. They are, benefiting from it. Politically, they are benefiting. Financially, they are benefiting from it. That's what they are doing with this crime that is ongoing in Nigeria. And that's why I said it is war. And when you say you have war at hand, that means you need to go with all your armors, all your equipments, all your military armaments to fight it so that you can save the country. Nigeria is a country. And I don't know what you see. We still deploy our military to other nations in Africa, and yet our own, there is problem. Those numbers of military men that we are deploying to these African nations, why don't you deploy them and let us face these bandits and these terrorists? Let's wage war. If the so-called leaders in the north will not allow it, then they should be given a condition that if you will not allow it and you continue to allow your people to perpetuate, then the other people are ready to leave this marriage. And let the soldiers be deployed to the southern part of the country so that any infiltration from the north will be immediately dealt with. That should be the solution as it is. If they don't want these things to stop, then the other part of the country should be protected. And also, let's not forget, every revenue that is being made in Nigeria, that the whole nation of this country are benefiting from, is being generated from the south. So why would you, those people that are the one generating the so-called revenue for you, you not protect them? And some people who are benefiting are the one who are perpetuating, and they say they own the country, they own it from the Sahara Desert to the coast of Lagos. Is that what they are trying to perpetuate? It has to be stopped. Because the Yoruba says, "Oloju oni lajule kita lubowo." How do you open your eyes and let one insect to enter into your eye? You want to blind? No. You have to stand up. You take every measures to prevent it from happening. And that's what we have to do. God will help us. And God will not come down from heaven. We must understand that. God will not come down from heaven. Everything that we need to defend ourselves with,
we have a call.
right there in our hand.
We have a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. I hope it's not that we are having issues with our lines, our phone lines today. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. I think we are having issues with our phone lines for today. We'll work on it. We have this last message that says, "Good morning, Women Radio. Well done, good job. My heart bleeds for all these kidnapping issues. We need to fight without looking back. With prayers, everything that God has given us, our success is sure. Let us wake up from our slumber. No retreat, no surrender." As we round up today, round off our program, Ademi, in 1 minute, what's your final word?
Thank you for me. Well, my word goes to every Nigerian, irrespective of who you are, irrespective of your party affiliation, irrespective of your religion, irrespective of your tribe. It is time for us as a people to come together as one and salvage together and save the soul of this nation, if it can be saved. If it cannot be saved, then I think it is time for us to come round to a round table and discuss our way out so that everybody can live in peace. Whoever wants to continue to live in perpetual sleepless night, a perpetual fear, then let them live. The others who want to live in peace, please let them go their way and live in peace. God bless Nigeria.
Right. God bless Nigeria. Well said, well said. Okay, we have come to the end of today's edition of the Daily News Review. Thank you so much, Ademi, for always coming with great insight on the program. Catch you next week, Tuesday, for another edition of the Daily News Review. And to the rest of Women Radio family, 9 o'clock is the news, 9 to 5 is her lensman. Thanks to Rachel for producing me this morning. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your day. This is still Women Radio 91.7.
You never sounded so cool.
All the time I go, I get to my phone, go to the bar for the news and so you want to follow me go follow me go out. Yeah, what you to pull up? She go down there. Some army one time. Let me run one time. No, some army one time. I let me run one time. You want to back in the band? No,
Il vote, occupationnel social, il vote, il vote, occupationnel social, il vote.